focusing on that rain, girl. Hey, but moving on. Laughing while black. Kansas City man arrested at comedy show after a clear woman complained that he was laughing too loud. Now he's suing back, as he should. May he get every single dime. Moving on. There's a new app called T, and it allows women to share warnings and experiences about men in their city. I thought that's what they had Instagram and Facebook for, because we be seeing these long soliloquy paragraphs and whatnot. But here's the funny thing. The T app suffers breach, exposing thousands of selfies, ID photos, and other user images. I mean, look at God. Maybe that's God's way of saying it don't need to be no more T. All right, but moving on. In other news, Can't Catch a Break Drake. Quote from Cheryl James of Salt and Pepper. She says, I'm old school. It's kind of like calling the police. Which she's speaking on Drake suing Kendrick and UMG, I should say. You know what I mean? And she's 100% right. Moving on. White only group wants to build a community in Missouri. Just whites only. I mean, didn't they already try this before? Isn't this with the Civil Rights Bill of 1964 and 1965, and especially the Fair Housing Act of 1968 was passed? Good luck fighting that, buddy. Moving on. They're saying transgender women will no longer be eligible to compete in women's categories for the U.S. Olympic or Paralympic Games. There's about to be definitely some pushback on that. Moving on. In-N-Out Burger leaving California. Owner says no to just moving the headquarters opening up a different branch in Tennessee, which they're going to get. Tennessee's about to get some of its California greatness, saying, as they should. And shout out to her. Goodness. She is going to get paid. Moving on. Well, real quick, she's leaving California as far as to live personally because it's too high, even for her. So, I get it. Moving on. Shout out to Joe Budden Network, expected to bring in more than 20 million in 2025. Those are goals. That's what I'm aiming for. So, hey, shout out to him. Salute. Remember that Clear Only Models fan who sued Shannon Sharp for 50 million? She announces her retirement from the platforms. Right. Moving on. Well, she won't be getting paid in China because China wants to ban OnlyFans, cause it a corrupt Western disease. Moving on. Well, last but not least, we lost Ozzy Osbourne, sending condolences to his family. Hulk Hogan as well, good or bad, we're going to talk about that tonight. And then sadly, everybody's big brother, Malcolm Jamal Warner. So definitely sending prayers and healing energy to him and his family. He was like America's big brother for us, especially. Anyway, I'm your boy, Third Degree, and that's been your Ratchet News. Enjoy the show. DY3 Quez, what's good with you, family?
What's going on, my brother?
Not much, man. How you see? How you be?
Man, I'm chilling, man. I appreciate y'all waiting on me. You know what I'm saying? I had a little technical difficulties, but we worked it on out.
Man, I hate when that happens.
Man, I got it. I was already gonna show up, you know what I'm saying, right on time, and then technical difficulties, baby. But it's all good. Bounce back.
You see, I'm still struggling with my camera. So my phone camera wants to try to connect with the computer, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm still trying to figure out how to get that to stop, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna have to actually sit down and actually play with it. So, if some technical difficulties happen over here, just know that that's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, most definitely. But how your week been, brother?
Man, it's long. Just like I was telling the people, man, it was long. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad it's Friday. We're here, you know what I'm saying? It's sad, it was draining. I've been kind of like in a daze, in a little bit, man. How's your week?
Right, man. It was a good week, man. Just like the rest of them, I'm still here, kicking down doors, man. Being amazing.
Kicking the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa, don't hit me no more, Biggie.
That's it,
man.
That's it.
You see anything in the Ratchet?
But I want to know who let the girl take the graduation pictures. You know what I'm saying? Who okayed that? You know what I mean? That was crazy.
The focus shifted from the graduation. It was no longer about the graduation at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what you got going on?
I'm trying to figure out where the cakes came from. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they doing nowadays. Like
yeah, that's wild. You know what I mean?
Is that BBL Drizzy?
Hey, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna investigate neither. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm gonna be on my Dr. Umar, Black Women Forever, Nobody's Never. You know what I'm saying? Can't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
but
On this show, everybody love everybody. Love who you love.
Oh yeah, that's all in the business.
Dalai Lama, you know.
I'm not investigating those cakes. No, thank you. Yeah, I did see that thing about Glorilla. That is crazy though. Somebody breaking your house and you got to turn yourself in because they found some weed. But that's Atlanta for you.
That's Atlanta. We just seen her in February, man. She lit up the HBCU a Battle of the Bands show halftime. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing, man? Like, Glorilla got good energy. You know what I'm saying? That's really uncalled for what they're trying to do. They're trying to make an example out of her. You know what I mean?
That's all it is. You know what I mean? Giving people a little humbling experience, man. It's just nonsense. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have been in her house going through nothing any goddamn way.
Right. You know she was the victim. You know what I mean? She was the victim.
I don't get to come in and search and seizure after I've been victimized. Now, come on now. But that's when you always got to have a good representative at your household that know the law and know how to stray them folks from getting out your business.
Exactly.
But yeah, the rest of it, you know what I'm saying? Your boy, yeah. We'll get into it, man. Some of them is topics, and then the rest of it is what it is.
Man, Cheryl says, shout out to Cheryl. If you guys I gotta break down the rules. We get into that time. Cheryl says also for the older folks, Connie Francis and Alan Bergman gone. R.I.P. Not sure who they are, but R.I.P. to them. Condolences to their family.
Absolutely.
You know? All right, y'all. Well, much love to the Facebook people. If you guys are out there, make sure you guys are hitting the like, share a button. If you guys are watching, I've totally forgot to put the link in the descriptions. My bad. Like I said, it's been hectic. I got a lot of stuff I got to deal with on my plate. But you know what I'm saying? We do have the link on Facebook in the comments. It's pinned. So if you guys want to come on, just make sure you guys are turning on your cameras. Make sure that if you're using your phone, you're using your headphones because it works as a microphone that we don't want it to bleed into the show. Also, too, make sure that you're near a good Wi-Fi. Make sure it's nice and quiet. There's no other background distractions going on. We don't want people off camera, over there coaching you to talk ish about the show or saying whatever you want about the show or talking about side conversations while we're on the show. You know what I'm saying? Focus on the show. You know what I'm saying? Also, too, make sure that there's no eating, especially on camera, because it's kind of tacky. You know what I'm saying? Like Quez likes to say, this is a production. This will go out to all over. Right now, one of the shorts that I put up is 50,000 views away from 1 million. So I'm just saying, you could be going all over the world, and we don't want you looking bad. Also, too, make sure if you come on, there may be some topics that may get, a little heated. Just make sure that you agree to disagree respectfully. Also, too, it's trying to make sure we keep the curse words to a minimum because we got a wide range of an audience watching. We don't want to offend some ears, you know what I'm saying, by being too vulgar. Also, too, just make sure you come on and have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Just share the love, spread the love, tell your peoples about the show. We're getting stopped everywhere we go on the streets. Quez is out there holding it down in Georgia. I'm out here in California. People are telling me that they love the show. So just keep doing what you guys are doing to spreading the word.
That's it. That's all.
Did I miss anything, man?
Nah, I think you're good to go, my brother.
Also, too, just make sure that just share. Spread the love. Yeah, that's right. Shout out to Method XD. Method X SD. You know what I'm saying? So, man, let's just go ahead and let's just start well, actually, Quez, you know what to do.
Hey, man, okay. Well, what's the word, man? What word you got for us today?
So the third word was awareness. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't really want to break down the actual definition of it, but I'm going to have to give you guys two type of words. You know what I'm saying? Awareness is definitely when we spread these videos of, especially the video we're going to show tonight in Jacksonville, it's because there's people who don't necessarily believe that this type of stuff goes on within our community. You know what I'm saying? If you're outside of the community, especially within us, we belong to a specific demographic in the community, so we don't know what's going on the outside. You know what I'm saying? So we know that. So just for you guys on the outside, there's certain things that happens with us. And so when we're showing these videos, it's not to glorify, not to to capitalize off of it, but it's to bring awareness to those who are ignorant. And when I say ignorant, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I just simply mean for those that just don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like what Martin Luther King did, RIP, and shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? When people were talking about we're fighting for our civil rights, they didn't believe the type of abuse that that our ancestors were facing until Martin Luther King turned the cameras around and was showing what was going on in America. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden now, boom, you know what I'm saying? Like you see it in real time. So this is what we're doing. We're bringing awareness so we can educate those for those who just may not know. But like I said in the beginning of the show, it's really, 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 really heavy on my heart. Just because, you know, we hear about, you know, deaths happening in threes. Just make sure that you're loving on your people, man. You know, one of the things I still battle with right now is the death of my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? And it was just a harsh reminder of her not being here with the passing of Malcolm Jamal Warner, because I used to watch the Cosby Show with my grandparents. So, you know what I'm saying? Just one of the things I could say is just love on your people, man, while they're here. Time is precious. Cherish those moments. Make memories. Take lots and lots and lots and lots of photos. You know what I'm saying? I know it may be a little bit annoying, you know what I'm saying? But take photos, you know, take videos of your peoples. You know what I'm saying? And especially the ones who are getting old, up in age. You know, really, really cherish them. Talk to them. You know what I'm saying? They are walking, talking vessels of library of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And information that you can just sit up there and ask anything while they're still here. And, you know, you can learn about stuff that happened during their time. You can learn about their lives. You may find something that you can kind of resonate and relate to within their walk and their journey that may remind you of you. You know what I'm saying? But always make sure that you hug and you love your people, hug on your children, you know, hug on your moms, hug on your siblings. You know what I'm saying? Just love, 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 man. You know, and then, you know, with me being a petty Sagittarius, you know, I can say it's within family and close friends. If you guys are beefing or if there's some type of beef, you know, let it go. It's just not that serious at the end of the day. I get emotions run high, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, there was a moment in time that you actually love and respected this person, especially if you guys are family, just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Talk it out, hash it out, put it in the past, let it be a lesson learned, move on, and love each other while your time is still here, because you never know.
Hey, man, that's a great word, brother. It's a great word. I like that.
Word to Big Bird. You heard it from Third. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's just go ahead and let's start showing some love to the people who show love to us. Make sure you support them too. And we will see you guys back in a few. We get the show started.
Let's go. Hello, family. I'm Marquez.
Hey, you guys, and I'm Denisha.
We all want the best for our children, right? Security, opportunities, and a future filled with endless possibilities.
That's right, but here's the question. What are you doing today to create that future? Imagine building a business that creates generational wealth, leaving a legacy that grows even when you're not working, showing your children what it means to dream big and take action.
That's right. With PlanNet Marketing, we offer you the opportunity to earn income while still being present with and for your family. We show you how to invest in their future while securing your own and teach them by example what financial freedom should look like.
And don't just tell your kids to dream big, show them how it's done.
That's right. Comment below or
you could just message us for a direct link to our presentation.
Accomplish eliminating frizz and have that shiny look to your waves, you need a laydown pad. The Wave Essentials is having a sale right now for buy two, get one free. With the little strap on the back, it makes it super easy to lay your hair down, and the plastic on the front helps with laying the hair down and creating that shine. Do this for about 10 to 15 minutes and you'll accomplish that shine and that lay down that you need. Nobody likes frizz, so make sure you go get your lay down pads before the sale is over.
Best Soul Food Kitchen is back, out with their $10 plates. You haven't lived until you tried Melba's Soul Food Kitchen chicken, and bite into 5 pieces of fresh hot juicy chicken that's just bursting with flavor.
What's chicken? Too much. Ain't everything much.
That's Melba's Soul Food Kitchen. You can never have too much chicken.
Who got off? Method X, live DJ and streamer. Live stream schedule. Check it out. Exhibits a sound by Method X. Check him out on Twitch. Some awesome visuals here. Looks like a great show is going down. What do you guys think? Booking available for Method X. More visuals from the live stream. Looks fun.
All right, y'all. We are back.
What's going on, Jess?
Hello.
Big Jess just stepped in the room. You know what I'm saying? What's happening?
Just got off work.
Hey,
Tired.
man. Hey, man. We know the feeling, man. Don't worry about it. You can sleep when you did. You have plenty of time. You know what I'm saying? While we in the land of the living, we got work to do.
Yep.
Word.
That's it.
All right, y'all. So getting the show started, I hate to really start off on this note, but Malcolm Jamal Warner, sadly passed away, this week. And it was just one of those things that really was like a gut punch to us, And man, I don't know, man. For copyright purposes, and I'm still taking a risk by doing it. We're gonna do a small tribute. I did a video. I've been showing the one it's at 150,000 right now on YouTube. So shout out to all the YouTubers out there. A shout out to all the 300 new subscribers that just came through. So love you, 300 subscribers on YouTube. Over like 500, 300, 400 on Facebook. So shout out to y'all. What's up, Adoration? Let me know when you're good and just give me the thumbs up, and then we'll bring you on. But shout out. So we'll show right now the little tribute that I did to Malcolm Jamal Warner, and we'll be right back.
And splendidly bright, yeah, one day, gone one night, like the loss of sunlight on a cloudy afternoon, gone too soon.
Man, classic episode.
That was like one of my favorite episodes, man. One of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? The other one was when they did that the Ray Charles,
Oh.
They did that one. Remember when he got the earring and stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, another one that popped up recently was, when he was trying to get Justine back and he was singing,
the beautiful thing about that is, man, that brother, he was like you said earlier, the quintessential like big brother or cousin or relative to the Black community that we didn't have in TV, right?
Right.
We had other figures, JJ and Sanford and Son, all those types of shows, but he was on TV so long, we kind of grew up with him, and right. It was like, everybody wanted to be part of the Cosbys, man. Everybody wanted to live in that house. You know what I mean? And everybody wanted to go through all the little trials and tribulations, but
everybody wanted Denise.
Oh, facts. You know what I'm saying? Let's not tell no lies. But you know what I mean? But you know, at the end of it, man, even after the show, that brother always put up a good standard morale for the culture. He always stood on business, man, when it came to us as a people. And you got to respect that, because there was a lot of childhood stars that we didn't see come through the way and turned out to be something horrible. But for that brother to keep the standard high, man, and keep the morale high was always a blessing from his poetry, his podcast. I didn't watch it frequently, but I did catch a few episodes of his podcast. So, you know, just being a stand-up guy, you know what I mean? Shouts out to him for that, being a stand-up guy all the way through. You know what I mean? That's what I got.
A welcome adoration. I hate to put you on the spot, but did you at any chance watch The Cosby Show? Are you familiar with Malcolm Jamal Warner?
I'm not so familiar with the guy, but I watched The Cosby Show growing up, so I'm like, I know which person he was, but no,
right?
It wasn't like, I wasn't like I didn't grow up on it, obviously, because it was a different time for me. But I've watched The Cosby Show, so I know which kid he was.
Right.
Well, it's just an age gap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like when I heard that he died, I'm like, oh, this was him, and it was.
Yeah, man, Theo.
Yeah, Theo, man. He had other roles and stuff like Tuskegee
I was
Airman.
about to say that. I've seen him in other stuff, like his later work. I've seen him, so I'm like, oh my. I didn't know. So in later work, I didn't know that he was the kid from The Cosby Show.
Right.
So when I saw somebody put out like all the different roles he did, and I was like,
you know, it's crazy too that he was really successful in doing that, because you know, some child actors can't really break out of that role. You know, I think that's kind of like, it's the gift and the curse. Like, you play it so well that it becomes like a stigma for you when you try to get other roles. And he was able to kind of break out of that. And he was able to kind of create, we just know, you know, because he went from Cosby to Malcolm and Eddie to a few movies. And I think he was doing something with Tracy Ellis Ross. You know what I'm saying? Like Quez said, he was a poet. You know what I'm saying? He showed up on Def Poetry Jam. You know, he was a musician. You know what I'm saying? Like playing different instruments and stuff like that. He was just an essential entertainer. You know what I'm saying? But for those who grew up in, let's say, impoverished areas to a certain extent, he was a representation of something positive. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother Quez like to say, you know, like, no disrespect to what's it called, to JJ from Good Times, but you know, he didn't fit no stereotype. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't like out here shucking and jiving, or he wasn't broke, or he wasn't out here on the corner slinging rocks, or you know what I'm saying, or the stereotypical
he wasn't a character.
He wasn't a character. You know what I'm saying? He was a representation of an inspiration or aspiration of what we could be. You know what I'm saying? A young black male from a 2-parent household who went on to college. You know, and even in the show, in the Cosby Show, he battled dyslexia, certain things, racism, heartbreak, and all this stuff, but he overcame to become something successful. And that was something that, you know, we could grow to aspire to be. We didn't have to be, you know, shooting a jump shot. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to be out there slinging rocks or being a statistic, you know, because, you know, again, being within the black community, you know what I'm saying, you're either dead by 18 or locked up by 21. You know what I'm saying? So to not be portrayed in that light, you know what I mean, he was a positive influence on that. And even outside of that, once he left that role, once you seen that he was still that dude, you know what I'm saying? Because I forget the other guy that he's named after, but he's named after Malcolm X, and it's Jamal, I think Joseph or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But he knew his assignment. You know, he was raised by his father and his mother. You know what I'm saying? He knew his assignment. And so even then, even when it came to social issues, you know what I'm saying, he used his platforms to voice, you know, to voice concern, to voice awareness, you know, to shed light, you know what I'm saying? And in his later light, you know, he became like a husband and a father, you know what I'm saying? And he was a really good role model, something you could aspire to be.
Absolutely, man. Like the only other person I could think of like that we had during our time frame that kind of held that esteem with us growing up would probably be like Eddie Winslow. You know what I'm saying? He kind of had that same maybe not to the magnitude of Malcolm, but and with the Theo character, but still, you know, because back in the late 80s, early 90s, we didn't have a lot of positive black male role models on TV. You know, so to have one in you know, the couple that we did have in terms of, you know, like we said earlier, them not being just comedy or just, you know, sketch artists or you know, somebody who could speak to the issues that we faced in our time frame, you know, high school drama and girlfriends and all of that kind of stuff, and arguing with your parents and getting bad grades and all of those nuances that we had in our community. But to have actual representation was a beautiful thing, and to watch him go off to college and in the show and all that good stuff, it's just something that, to be honest, we really never really got again after the Cosby Show.
I feel like the Cosby Show was that show. Like it was one of those shows that kind of started like positive black life, like regular, and they weren't poor and they weren't in the hood and they were like well-to-do family. You know what I mean? They had their regular people problems, but not like, you know, black problems, for lack of a better word, that you usually would see on TV.
Right.
And I feel like the Cosby Show did that very, very well. They did that very well.
I'm gonna read a couple of the comments. Cheryl said, "I like when Theo was going off to college. Right, that episode was powerful. It was powerful. It was really emotional. Claire had superhuman strength. No feeling like a son is up out, but all in all, as he grew up, I respected his acting. You had no choice but to respect his artistry. You know what I'm saying? Like." He was really a talented individual. He just didn't subject himself to acting. You know what I'm saying? He was doing poetry, musicianship, producing, directing. I didn't even know that, you know, he produced the New Edition Any Heartbreak video. You know what I'm saying? He was out here and he did like a video that had Whitney Houston in it. You know what I'm saying? Like he ventured off into so many different things, and that's the thing is versatility, you know what I'm saying? And especially within his genre, he was an entertainer. He was born to entertain, you know what I'm saying? And he did that quite well. Lucetta said, I watched him in The Resident. He played that role very well. I'm gonna have to check that out. Never really got into that show, but you know, I'm gonna check it out.
I'm lost.
That's that Netflix stuff.
Yeah, I'm lost. I've never seen The Resident either, so
yeah,
I'm pretty sure he did his Thug Easy because, you know what I mean, everywhere he put his foot down, man.
Yeah,
right. So let me ask you guys, and I don't mean to bring this up, you know what I'm saying, but we definitely have to address the elephant in the room. Do you think that with everything that Bill Cosby went through, you know, within the negative stuff that he went through, do you think that the show or that his negativity damages or takes away from the show?
I mean, if you're asking me personally, no. I mean, I was just watching the Cosby Show, A Different World. For me, no.
Yeah, absolutely not.
For me, no.
It doesn't affect my view of the show because as we've seen throughout the process, nobody from the show had any of those experiences. You know what I'm saying? That he was being accused of. And you know, if I know anything about show business, the little bit I do know, those people spend a lot of time together, right? A whole lot. You know what I mean? So it probably affected the cast more than it affected our perception. You know what I'm saying? Because they took the runs down, and you know what I mean. They stopped playing it on network TV because, so you know that may affect their residuals. And they, to be honest, I think Malcolm was suing over that. To be honest. I think
he might have. I don't mean to interject real quick, but I did see something that he said. Someone asked him, like, so do you think this is going to stop your, are you good or something? Like he said, I was good after I left Cosby. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he had parents or he had people who advised him to, you know, invest and to put some things away. So he was going to be set. He was going to be good regardless. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but yeah, it's, well, you know, again, whatever Cosby did or didn't do, we don't know. Like he, like famously, or like Malcolm Jamal Warner said, he was not there. So he can only speak on what he knew as Bill Cosby, the man, from how he knew him. But, you know, so as of what we know of him from the show, I mean, again, I don't think necessarily that, you know, cancel culture should really have taken that show off air because of the positivity, because of what it represented. You know what I'm saying? Again, we have so many things to where, you know, where I'm negative because I'm a rapper, you know what I'm saying? Where we have so many other images that portray us to where people think that this is us. And the Cosby Show was a representation of what we could be as well. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that definitely still needs to be shown. You know, outside of whatever happened, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? It still was a good, positive show. And I don't think everybody else from that show needs to suffer the same fate of a cancel culture. You know,
but here's the thing I always say, though, about cancel culture, though. Cancel culture is people refusing to watch something or do something. Like, you can actually find The Cosby Show and A Different World on Netflix. But cancel culture is just people saying, oh, I don't want to see that. So, I don't know. This is my perspective on it. You can't, in my opinion, you can't really control cancel culture and say what cancel culture should or should not do simply because it's literally up to you. If I decide today that I'm not using Apple products, Apple can't tell me that that's not fair because I'm just not using Apple products. So that's, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I feel like I said, I was just watching The Cosby Show in A Different World. You can watch it. It might not be, ABC might have dropped it because they can't afford the heat. Because it comes down to people. But if I'm being really honest, my perspective on Bill Cosby's lawsuit, like, you know, whatever happens to him as far as him going in jail or not, you know, he didn't go to jail, but I'm just saying that's what it is. But, and I don't know if this is good to say, for me, it wasn't like, in my opinion, I didn't see like Diddy level stuff. Or respectfully, I know, don't get me at third, R. Kelly level stuff. So, you know what I mean? On cancel culture, I might not participate as much in the cancel culture of Bill Cosby because, if I'm being honest, I'm not saying that what we did from what I heard he did wasn't wrong. I didn't really watch the case, but I am saying that for me, it's not quite enough for me to watch the show and just be like, I can't watch this. Like, you know what I mean? R. Kelly, personally, I can't watch it. But that's just
this the only pushback I got on what you just say. Like, yes, one facet of cancel culture is just people choosing not to do something. But then there's a real world consequence side of cancel culture that costs people stuff. You know what I mean? That costs people their livelihoods and costs people opportunities, you know, after being canceled, not being able to work again or not being able to get the money you deserve because not because the people said, hey, we don't want to watch this, but because maybe corporate sponsors and other entities decide that it's too risky because the people said that.
Exactly. It's too risky because the people, remember, the people are the ones paying your bills. Never forget that. That's what I always say. Because my brother used to be like, why is Kanye getting canceled? That's not fair. He worked it. I'm like, it comes down to the fact that the people pay your bills. The people pay corporate's bills. If I don't want to see you, if I'm turning the TV off if you come on the TV, then as a corporate person, I'm not having you on my TV. And that's just how.
But then it's all subjective though, because I mean, like we all just stated right here, we wasn't gonna stop watching the Cosby Show. So they preemptively made that decision based on, you know what I'm saying, what they think may have been mitigating the risk.
That's corporate.
Well, no, I understand, but that's all I'm saying about cancel culture is that there's too many nuances to leave it up to simply just, oh, we don't want to watch that no more, right? When it's costing people real things, you know what I'm saying? Because the rest of the cast from the Cosby Show didn't do nothing, and now you know not everybody was as well off or well situated as Malcolm. You know what I'm saying? And some people may have been dependent on those residual checks to come in from those syndicated TV slots, and now you didn't affect their income as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. That was my only pushback about cancel culture. I think it goes a little bit deeper than just, oh, certain people don't want to watch it no more, because there's a large portion of people who, even though Bill Cosby was doing whatever he was doing, would still love to watch the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, allegedly. There's still a large group of people that are like, Cosby Show, come on, we gonna sit down and watch and laugh. You know what I mean? That's all. It's just who has the voice, I guess. But yeah.
Jess, what are your 3 cents on Malcolm Jamal Warner passing, and what are your thoughts on the Cosby Show?
For me, it was very heartbreaking, and to find out like little bits and pieces of what actually really took place, you know, that was really sad, you know, to have his daughter actually see him, you know, when it happened. I don't know if that was real or not, but that was heartbreaking to read. As far as the Cosby Show, me and my kids watch the Cosby Show. But me listening to R. Kelly, nah, I can't do it no more.
What you, girl? There's lines in the sand. That's just Steve Harvey.
Project Slim, what's good with you? Chi-Town, stand up. Chi-Town's finest right here. Chi-Town is in the house. Much love to you, man. Thank you for always supporting. Make sure you guys are just tuning in to hit that like button, hit the love button, hit the share button. Cheryl says, off-screen drama cannot take away from the value of the Cosby Show for me. I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I definitely feel you 100%. Even with that being said, and I know people are kind of dumping on R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? And again, I'm not, whatever, we weren't there, we don't know. And I'm just saying this because I'm within Hollywood, the entertainment, I've seen things that maybe some of y'all have not seen. And some of y'all just may be ignorant too. Like I said, we're talking about ignorant a little bit earlier. You know what I'm saying? I see things and I know what goes on. So I can say like this, it's definitely whatever goes on or whatever doesn't go on within somebody's personal biz, it definitely sucks. It takes away, it doesn't necessarily take away from the artistry from who that person is, you know what I'm saying, or what they've done as far as acting, whatever. But it's definitely one of those things where it's like, hey, you feel a way about it, and then it's like, hey, but then here goes the art. So the thing I can say is with this though, and I kind of look to Malcolm Jamal Warner with this, you know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, you know, Bill Cosby, you know, he still called him, you know, from time to time, you know what I'm saying? Even when it was like kind of like radioactive to, I guess, be associated with him, you know what I'm saying? He never really tarnished him. He just said, hey, this man was my mentor. You know, he was a friend and he was this, and, you know, and not to take away what happened over here, but, you know, this is who he was to me. And I can understand that wholeheartedly. So, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. And I definitely think that they should definitely re-syndicate the Cosby Show, put them back on air, because I think we need those images. We need those portrayals. Like the same way that Theo was for me and Quez or Jess as kids, I think maybe he could be like that for our kids and our grandkids, you know what I'm saying, to show that there's a different route. You don't have to be let's go taboo a little bit. You don't have to be a rapper. You don't have to be a ball player. You don't have to be a drug dealer. You don't have to be a baby daddy or a baby mama. You could be something positive. And Theo was a good representative of that. Malcolm Jamal Warner portrayed that with Theo, and then outside of that, Malcolm Jamal Warner was still that person. So this is what I think we need to see. You know, the image that projects into our eyes.
Absolutely. Shout out to that brother, man, and the family. You know what I mean?
Shout out.
We need the duality, man. We got enough coochie popping and you know what I'm saying, shoot 'em up, bang bang on TV and fights and drama shows and all that, Real Housewives and Real Husbands, whatever that be on TV. It's a lot of that going on, man. We need some more balance back into the game. You know what I mean? Something that everybody in the family can sit down and watch. You know what I mean? And not have to be, hey, kids, cover your eyes or going on. You know what I'm saying? Like none of that type of stuff. You know, just real conversations. Cause what the Cosby Show did was create conversations even at home. You know what I'm saying? And we need more of that. So, you know what I mean? BET. Y'all get it together, man. Y'all should be front line and center on many reruns y'all play. You know what I'm saying? I done seen Baby 77 times. You know what I'm saying?
One. You know what I'm saying? Revolt. Let's get it together, man. Like, you show and re-syndicate the Cosby Show. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? You're right. You're right, Quez. It definitely needs to. BT needs to step up. BT, you're on watch and you're on notice.
I feel like BET kind of drive on negative stuff, but if you like do stuff like Hulu, Netflix, they have a lot of more like.
You're right, Adoration, because I hate to put it out there. BET used to be for us by us, but then BET was sold to them. You know what I'm saying? So to corporate, for lack of better words, I don't want to, you know, for lack of better words, sold to them. So them is gonna, hey, I like the shuck and the jive, and I like we talk like, hey, Jamal, brother, give me sit. They don't want to see you talking like you're sophisticated or with some type of education or with like reverence or you're even literate. They don't want to see that. They don't want that portrayal because they think it's boring. It doesn't bring in dollars. They want to hear, yo, what up, cuz? Yo, what is that? Yo, I'm sipping on my brew, smoking on my blunt. Yo, shout out to my 50 baby mamas out. You know, they like the negative stereotypes. And so when you sell out to them, then this is what you get. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to Revolt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that is majority for us bias. You know what I mean? Boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure about TV One. TV One used to be owned by, what's her name? Huh? No. That's Oprah has her own, and Oprah is kind of like over there with them. TV One used to be owned by the woman who used to Deborah Lee. Used to own radio, Radio One. So I hope, I don't think she sold out, but we definitely need we need more networks. You know, that represent us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. And when we get them, we gotta support them. You know what I'm saying?
And we gotta support, like Quez said, hand in hand. Like you guys support this show, we gotta support those networks that do that are FUBU. You know, for those that know what I'm talking about. If you know,
because I only watch streaming platforms.
If you know, if you know, then you know.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We got to get to the next topic, but we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna show some love to the folks who post some ads, and then we'll be right back with you.
This podcast deal is so cheap, it's practically stealing airtime. Small business owners, listen up. For just $25, yes, $25, you can get your brand featured on the Drop Your 3 Cents podcast. Here's what you get: 4 video ads running for 4 consecutive weeks, plus a full 30-minute interview to tell your brand's story and connect with new customers. Don't miss this opportunity to amplify your voice and grow your business. Drop your 3 cents with us today.
Okay, we back at the Boss Up Brunch. You know, I got the Queen with me. The event hasn't started yet. We get here a little early, but it's an amazing event so far. The atmosphere is. There we go. We're gonna get the event holder here.
Ooh, I like the camera. You know, she said she wasn't coming back no more last year, but hey.
You did it. You called me. He was the reason why I came back, y'all. I'm so happy to be here today with all the loving kings and queens. Today we are about to set it off, y'all. We about to learn about some Lord, some business, all of it. You name it, big business, not the little one.
Hey,
like I said, this is a networking event where we get together with all kind of bosses, not just from Georgia, not just from Atlanta. We have Florida in the building. We have North Carolina, just different places, you know, all over. And we have vendors
Whereas I'm
out
here
there.
with Tiffany from Blissful Body Butters out here in Fayetteville, Georgia at the Boss Up the Brown with me.
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great.
Suited in. We're here with JS Liquid Buzz. You know what I'm saying? All right, people. So we here with the event owner. She got the spread out for the brunch. This is the Boss Up Brunch.
I'm Nikki Baker, owner of Highly Favored Event Center, also caterer and owner of Nikki Sweets and Things. A one-stop shop for all your event needs, your food, your treats, your decor, your hosting, anything to make you have that homely atmosphere to have a good time and share good memories.
Hi, I'm feeling absolutely wonderful and blessed. This is going to be a great event. So come on out. If you haven't already, step foot in the room. Don't be wondering what's going on in the room. Be in the room.
You better tell them. It's different in the room.
That advice. We are big boss here, not the little ones. We are big boss doing move, expanding. Come network with the rest of us. See you soon.
All right. We love it.
I heard what she said, and I know you've been watching us.
Big boss is not the little ones. It's all about networking and supporting people and being positive, right? And it's all about winning.
All right.
Best Soul Food Kitchen is back, out with their $10 plates. You haven't lived until you tried Melba's Soul Food Kitchen chicken, then bite into 5 pieces of fresh, hot, juicy chicken that's just bursting with flavor.
What's chicken? Too much. Ain't everything much.
That's Melba's Soul Food Kitchen. You can never have too much chicken.
All right, y'all. We are back. We're back. Real quick. Again, I know that's a big back energy over here, but shout out to Melba's again. You know what I'm saying? I had like, $20 I needed to feed me and Jess. So I went over there, and this is just kind of like an update, like a praise report of sorts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went up there, right? You know what I'm saying? I drove up, I saw the whole parking lot, you know what I'm saying, full of cars. Full of cars, man. And I'm just like, okay, what's really going on, man? So I get out, I go in there, you know what I'm saying? I had a meeting at 6:30. I'm thinking I'm just gonna get some grub real quick. You talking about like, nah, it's a 45-minute wait. And I'm like, 45 what? And, you know, because they have people outside waiting in cars for their food because they cook everything fresh. You know what I'm saying? So I did the meeting. The meeting was like an hour long, you know what I'm saying? Went back, you know what I'm saying? They were still people in the parking lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so shout out, there's a TikToker out there, I forget her name, but she showed them some love. And I think right after that, people started coming up talking like, yeah, I've seen TikTok. So I'm saying this to say, between the 5,000 reviews that I got on Google, they've definitely been blessed. And Kevin Mercer has definitely been one of the, he sings praise, he gives thanks every time I came in there. I came in there and he hooked us up. He hooked us up again. You know what I'm saying? I walked away with I was supposed to go in there for 2, walked out with like 4 boxes and 4 trays. Nice. So shout out to, Melba's Soul Food and San Bernardino. Make sure you guys go support and go check them out. Melba's and San Bernardino, you know what I'm saying? The chicken is
one of those trays was mine, bro. You can't keep eating my food, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep eating my food, man.
I know, man.
The issue.
And he threw in some Louisiana crunch cake. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
Man, y'all doing the most over there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nah, that's what's up, though, man. Shout out to Mr. Mercer and his beautiful wife, man. That's beautiful right there to watch people go from, you know what I'm saying, that beginning phase to, you know what I mean, growing through their elevation. And shouts out to them, man. I can't wait till I come out to Cali. I'm sure gonna pull up and get my third special. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to make up for all the ones I missed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just messing with you. I'm gonna come and pay just like everybody else. You know what I mean? Right. Hey, man.
He gonna take care of you. He gonna know you. He gonna see you. Oh, okay, brother, I got you. You know what I'm saying? While I was waiting, because I was waiting. This is a good thing. It's not saying anything negative. I was waiting for a minute. He came and brought some rice and gravy. Then for the wait, he gave me some lemon pepper wings. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, I had lemon pepper before, but with his chicken, especially fresh out, and he put that lemon pepper sauce on it, I bit right into it right there to get like, he wanted my live reaction. I said, you know what? I said, this right here, give me some of that lemon pepper sauce. I'm going home and I'm about to, big back it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, he said, his famous word was like, oh, we got another one. I'm like, yeah, you got me.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's definitely what's up.
Man. And definitely shout out to Rob, you know what I'm saying, Method X SD. You know what I'm saying? He's a gamer and he's a live DJ too. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you guys go check him out. He's on Twitch. He's up there. He'll battle anybody. He's knocking folks out. So for the gaming, for the gamer community, shout out to you. But make sure you go see Rob. And if you want some live music, you got any event like a wedding or a conference or any type of thing where you need a live DJ, make sure you hit him up too. And and check him out when he DJs live on his stream. So shout out to him as well.
Hey, shout out to our Hebrew brother. You know what I'm saying? Big Rob in the building. You know what I'm saying? Big Meth.
Right.
Big Method. You know what I'm saying? Good stuff.
All right, y'all. So, you know what I'm saying? So I figured since we segue from one to another, you know what I'm saying, we'll save the Jacksonville scandal for the last segment. But, we have to talk about how Mr. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Which is another, 80s icon, a hero to some of us that kind of fell by the wayside. So it was kind of interesting that we talk about cancel culture of one, and then we have another who definitely is really controversial, outside of wrestling, to where he got dropped by a wrestling company. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's just kind of crazy. But, again, at the end of the day, saying he's still a person, he passed away. So, condolences to his family. Definitely he was loved by some out there, saying, but there's some who are different. And when I say that Black social media was cutting that boy no breaks, it was cutting him no breaks. But there were some who were like, RIP in them, and then they were getting lit. Their feet were being lit to the fire. You know what I mean?
What he did?
Yeah, they did. So I got some clips. We're going to talk about them. The good, the bad, and the ugly, of Mr. Hulk Hogan.
This is how Hulk Hogan was tragically discovered. Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan died on Thursday, July 24th. The star, born Terry Jean Bollea, passed away after police and paramedics were called to his Clearwater, Florida home at 9:51 a.m. Following a report of cardiac arrest, Clearwater police confirmed to the U.S. Sun. A police report stated that Hogan received medical attention at his residence before being taken to Morton Plant Hospital. According to TMZ, the WWE Hall of Famer was carried out of his home on a stretcher and transported in an ambulance. Hogan earned 6 WWE championships and was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2005 by Sylvester Stallone. Beyond his loyal Hulkamania fan base, he achieved mainstream fame, starring in numerous movies and television shows. In an interview with Men's Health, the legendary wrestler spoke candidly about the difficult recovery process following multiple surgeries, calling it extremely painful, one of which even left him without feeling in his legs.
All right. So for those that need a backstory, Hulk Hogan at one point was like everybody's icon. He was like the quintessential representation of an American hero. You know, saying pro wrestler. For me, growing up, I was really, really, really into wrestling, and you know, I was a huge fan of his. You know, that was until like 1992, 1993. You know, when I actually went to a live wrestling event and I met some real wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? And so he was always cool. He was still like, you know, Hulk Hogan, but the wrestlers that I met, like Bret Hart, you know what I'm saying? Jim the Anvil Neidhart from the Hart Foundation. They were wrestling tonight. The what is it? The Legion of Doom, the Bushwhackers, you know, British Bulldog, Texas Tornado. You know what I'm saying? Like I met some like they were like really down to earth dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like Texas Tornado, British Bulldog, Bret the Hitman Hart. Then Undertaker, then of course Stone Cold. You know what I mean? But he's always just been really, really cool. Then, you know what I'm saying, there was some controversy that came out later. You know what I'm saying, where he was caught on it was a sex tape. He was caught using the N-word, you know what I'm saying? And coincidentally, he passed away on the 10-year anniversary to the date of those recordings being released. So, you know what I'm saying? He went from being like the movie star, everybody, I even had the Hulk Hogan action figure, you know what I'm saying, to being beloved, to all of a sudden just being kind of like, you know, the butt of a laughing joke. So I want to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on Hulk Hogan? I know, Adoration, this is probably going a little bit beyond you, but he was still around when you came around. But I just don't know if you were like a wrestling fan per se. But
I wouldn't say that I was his fan.
Right.
Not because of that, because I didn't know about that, but just because I guess he was a little more one of the outdated wrestlers for me, for my time. I knew him, but I knew Hulk Hogan, but I didn't care about him.
Got you. Right. That's the reason now.
You know how it is, though. People got like now.
Did you watch wrestling?
Nope.
You missed, Jack.
Did you know who Hulk Hogan was?
Yes.
Did you care?
Do you care?
Say more? No, I don't care. I mean, I care when he passed
I don't care what you.
but I didn't care for him as a, you know, entertainer, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that'd be considered an entertainer.
Okay. Yeah, sports entertainment. Next person.
Sport.
Yeah. Entertainment.
Okay.
Wrestling is a sport.
But was it real?
So here's the thing.
It was big. Wrestling.
So when I was a kid, I would argue, yes, it's real. And then, like, as I got older, like,
it was not real. It was not.
It's real to a certain extent. It's fake in the sense of they kind of determine who's going to win the belt or win the match. You know what I'm saying? And it's staged to where it's, you know, it's
extremely staged.
Well, no, the moves. There's definitely a technique to wrestling, to pro wrestling.
Right. Yes, it is.
But to say that it's fake, I mean, a lot of people have broken bones, broken ribs,
right,
noses, and stuff like that. To say that it's fake would be kind of like a slap in the face.
No. But when we say it's fake, okay, it's scripted. The stuff is still dangerous.
Yeah,
it's
like reality TV show. Folks love reality TV show.
No. But it's different.
Kardashians, right?
No. It's not that fake. It's more scripted than that. It's so what they're doing, the stuff that they're doing.
Thank you, Cheryl.
They need to come out and say this. It's choreographed. That's the word. Thank you, Cheryl. It's choreographed. It's already planned out. Everything's planned out.
Again, so Adoration, I get what you're saying, but still, there's still a technique to it. So even though it's choreographed to a certain extent, like, you know, it's kind of like
still get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
No, you get hurt.
They still get hurt. The moves, like for example, so you're missing the point. You got to go if you really want to watch it. Study like Stu Hart. Bret Hart's father.
I've seen what they
wait. You're not gonna let me finish. You're not gonna let me finish. So there's people where the moves that you do, like the sharpshooter, you know what I'm saying? Like the sharpshooter, you can definitely injure somebody. Yes. Owen Hart definitely was in the ring. He definitely he almost paralyzed Stone Cold Steve Austin when he did a move. So again, there's definitely some realness to it. But yeah, it's staged. as far as like the beefs, well, no, some of the beefs were actually real too. I don't know. It's choreographed.
But hear me out. Hear what I'm saying though.
Make sure it says it's choreographed. Go ahead.
And explain. They had to do it because back in my time, my little time, or up in my time, wherever y'all want to.
Right, you said back in my time.
We were up in my time. Us kids were really like, we about to do this. Like we were like, mattresses out, jump on the thing.
We did the same thing.
People were dying. So what they had to come out and do is explain that, listen, this stuff that we're doing, you can't do this. Number one, this stuff is planned out and staged. They learn how to do this stuff in the safest way. Number two, it's dangerous because it's stunts. It's like being a stuntman. Like the wrestlers are basically stuntmen. They're real wrestlers or real fighters that came and learned how to be stuntmen. They're basically stuntmen actors. So when I say that it's not real, I don't mean that it's like you can't get hurt. It's choreographed. It's like trying to be a stuntman. We know that.
Like I said, because Owen Hart died in the ring. There's people who actually died in the ring.
Yes, and they had to keep putting that, like up in my day. They had to keep putting that.
Hey, man. We didn't get no labels adoration. We was
I know
you know how many times I put my little brother in the sharpshooter?
If it was real or not. In my time, they were like, listen, we got to put disclaimers because a lot of our audience are children and they're trying the stuff at home. Like the chair, we was trying that stuff at home, and that was not acceptable.
You know what? That's a perfect example because there's a wrestler by the name of Mankind where there's wrestling like WWE. Then there's a different type of wrestling where people were getting thrown from cages, getting thrown through tables, getting hit by chairs, nails, and thumbtacks. You know, people were losing teeth. You know, so there's another type of wrestling. So, but you know how many times I put my little brother, I didn't choke slammed him like the Undertaker, or I didn't get the sharpshooter on him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Leg locks, all kind of stuff.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was dangerous. It was dangerous out here. It was so dangerous. So
yeah, no, but you know, to be honest, I genuinely don't care about that man. He was never my favorite, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Just being honest, he just was never my favorite. I was more of a Stone Cold. Sting was my dude. Like, you know, the little bit of wrestling I did watch. I actually went to a wrestling event too.
Me too.
But I was grown. You know what I'm saying? This was I was living in Long Beach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was grown. So it was really like, oh yeah, I'm cool on this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I went because somebody had an extra ticket. They was like, hey bro, just go with me. And I'm like, oh,
right.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? I got there. I was like, yeah, this is whack. You know what I'm saying? At least they got beer. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, when I went, I was a kid. You know, shout out to my step pops. You know, he took me, and you know, he said, "Hey, get dressed, get in the car." I was like, "Where are we going? Don't worry about it." So you know, I'm wondering. We took this long ass drive. You know, we get there. Next thing I see a ring. I'm like, what is this? Then the wrestlers came out. I done lost my mind.
That's so cute.
You know what I'm saying? And with him being like a Marine too. So you know. So afterwards was the kicker because I got all the little pictures and all that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we're seeing everybody. They're supposed to have quote unquote beef, right? They go to the same locker room. You know, we're watching them. I seen one of them like changing their shoes. Then they come out and they greet the fans. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Bret Hart became my favorite that day because he was just genuinely happy to like see his fans, and he showed me so much love. Him and Texas Tornado. But when I tell you like this, when they made like a beeline to my father, Texas Tornado was like, there was other people trying to get to him and they were talking with him, whatever. And then he made a beeline to my father, talk with him. Then he's like, okay, I gotta take these. He did the little thing with the fans. Then he came right back to us. It wasn't like until like later to where he was like, hey, you guys want to take a picture? We didn't think about it because he was just having a conversation with Pops like that long. Right. You know what I'm saying? So. That's you know, and then another person that did that too later on was Ken Shamrock, you know, who again came from UFC to wrestling. Yeah, so just like you said, like he was another one that just came with this talk with him, man. But those type of wrestlers, there were some wrestlers who were definitely like assholes who weren't really great in the fans, you know what I'm saying? But Bret Hart, Texas Tornado, British Bulldog, you know, and Legion of Doom, they kind of just signed autographs. But those three that I just named were definitely down to earth and they loved their fans. Hulk Hogan was still with the WWF, but he didn't show up. But these folks did, and I think it was maybe for an event for the Marines, you know what I'm saying? But they showed up, so it was actually dope.
Man, that's what's up, man. That's what's
I got
up.
one more thing to say about Hulk Hogan.
Oh, snap.
So back in the day, I did watch his little reality show for a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
You know, because I was bored. So I was bored, you know.
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, so even back
too.
then, I felt he was racist.
You knew it?
Yeah. I just felt the vibes.
He kind of gave that
from the TV.
I mean,
Wait.
Never met him in person.
That mustache
Well,
didn't
wait.
get away. You know what I'm saying? That's
I didn't look. I had the Hulk Hogan action figure. You know what I'm saying? Like your brother. You know, I've seen him with the Mr. T's. You know, like
that don't mean nothing.
you know. And it's funny that you say that. We're gonna talk about that too. But so with that being said, Hulk Hogan was like the hero. Everybody wanted to be Hulk Hogan, right? Everybody watched reality shows. You know what I'm saying? And then
I like Mr. T. I pity the fool.
But yeah, he wasn't a wrestler though. But yeah, I feel you.
What?
But then in 2015, these tapes were released. I'm only gonna play a portion of it. You'll get the gist of it.
I'm not a double standard kind of guy. I'm a racist to a point. Yeah. You know, when it comes to nice people, we all are that way. Yeah, like when it comes to nice people, you can't say. I don't give a fuck. She's nervous. I don't care. I'm a football player, a basketball player, a game. If we're gonna talk with vendors, let's get the rich. I'm sure. This kid is a multi-billionaire.
I mean, I expect that. I'm not surprised at all. That's very up his.
Wait,
very,
adoration. Here's some. Okay, so I don't mean to be petty. I'm trying to do better, right? Lord knows I'm trying. But then there was somebody who got on my feed. It was like, he's not a racist. I personally shot for his family, and I was like, but he literally said that he's racist to a point, like out of his own words. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
he just
you saying you shot for his family. I mean, you were in some like a subservient role, right? So then, like she's like, well, who cares? Because you're just trying to prove something that's not going to go nowhere, and you need to stop with your slave mentality. I'm like, but you're the one who over here personally shot for his family. You know what I'm saying? You don't care that he's over here calling your people the hard R's, and you don't care.
I
but
mean, listen,
who has the slave mentality?
A lot of them are that. And I also said this last time, a lot of older people come from a time where it's very, very normal. So especially when an older person has that type of caucasity, I don't even flinch. I just be like, that's what I thought. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. He fits the whole stereotype of it.
Sure does.
I mean,
Wait, so after that was leaked and he had to do damage control, he did release this statement.
What can you tell me about the use of the N-word in one of those tapes?
The use of the N-word goes along with that day when I bottomed out. People that know me know I'm not a racist. Some of my best friends are Afro-American. Just got remarried a few years ago. My minister's Afro-American. I go to a predominantly black church. Some of my best friends, are Afro-American. The people that know me know I'm not a racist. The WWE fans know me. They know I'm not a racist. It's just a horrible mistake. Should not have been used ever. I should have never used it in the privacy of my friend's home. And for that, I'll be eternally sorry. But that's not who I am. I am not a racist.
Wait, then this is just last year, right? This is just last year. Wait.
When I look out and I see all the real Americans, I think about how Donald Trump, his family was compromised. When I look out there and I see Donald Trump, I think about how his business was compromised. But what happened last week when they took a shot at my hero and they tried to kill the next president of the United States? Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
Okay.
That's exactly what he looks like. He looks like a Trump
This is
supporter.
hilarious.
He looked like a Trump supporter back before
That-
Trump even.
so we-
real. Thank you,
Back
adoration.
in the day, you didn't think Klan at all, huh?
Yeah. He was giving
You never
Klan
thought-
the whole
okay.
time.
Yep, I knew as a child.
The
Yeah, me
big
too.
kick door boots on, and
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? None of that screamed, hey, maybe he's
Right,
better-
Cheryl. As soon as someone says some of my best friends
Yeah.
are, you already know.
That part.
Things that racists say. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I go to a predominantly black church. Well, then if you went to a predominantly black church and your best friends are black and all, then you would know that the hard ER is never acceptable. Even the GA is never acceptable. You're going to love your friends. You're going to respect them. Especially, I saw an interview where he said Layla Ali kind of like saved his life, you know, because he was getting ready to end his life, you know, by his own terms. And, so you disrespect the people by putting the ERs, and then you do damage control to say, I apologize. Then you align yourself with a person who's doing all this stuff to Mexicans. He has stuff to say about Mexicans, Asians, blacks, Middle Easterns, and stuff. So you align yourself. That's not good damage control. If it were me, I don't care if he was my friend or not. You wouldn't have seen no type of association in public with me with this dude right here. You know what I'm saying? They would have brought up Trump. I would have had next question.
Right.
No comment.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it just speaks to the well-being of black people who kind of dismiss the fact that there's a lot of racist people out here, and just because they're quote unquote heroes doesn't mean you should be surprised by the fact that they do some racist shit.
Definitely not.
True.
Definitely.
I'm in the boat with adoration. It never surprises me.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? It never does, and it's always it was just a mistake. I was in the privacy of my friends and company. That's usually where you're the most comfortable. You don't really make mistakes around your friends and family when you have a conversation. You kind of tell the truth most of the time. When you
with that knowledge, with that being said, with what we just seen, you know what I'm saying, there's been some people in the black community, like, you know, I think like Marlon Wayans, DJ Quick, you know, just they posted that, hey, RIP to Hulk Hogan. And there's been some great divide, you know what I'm saying? I think even Mike Epps, you know what I'm saying? So do you think that people within the black community should be wishing him an RIP as a human?
Do you?
That's your business.
People like R. Kelly.
You got that one off. You got that one off.
I'll
give you that one.
You know what I mean? That was a bar right there.
That was a good one.
That was definitely a bar right there. You know what I mean?
No, but look, I'm just saying, everybody do you. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Everybody,
That's
just like we
it.
talked about the Cosby Show. You can watch it if you want. You don't have to. Everybody has their own personal barometer of, you know, me personally, I'm not surprised. That's kind of the old white man thing, old white lady thing, young white person thing, but especially old people. So, you know, I know white people right now that are friends or associates or whatever's that are, you know, just I know they're racist. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're
an older white lady who I knew was racist.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's that racist people? It's regular. People are racist.
Wait. Two-pick adoration. Jessica, what was that experience like?
Interesting, because she actually liked me though.
Yeah. She probably like, Jess, you're great.
Well,
You're one of the
Here's the
good
thing.
ones.
Hulk Hogan liked them as long as you were rich and like 8 foot, you know what I mean? Like, and subservient, I guess, as long as you were like getting the groceries and being, you know, mammy, you know, saying nursing the kids, I guess.
He liked black people until they was piping down his daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Right. There you go. Thank
That
you.
part.
That's when he lost it,
Best
you know
friends
what
with
I'm
black
saying?
people until
When you start putting pipe to you know what I'm saying, his princess,
that's when things get a little
that's
different.
where he draws the line.
Let's be
You know what I
honest.
mean? So
Let's
I
be
don't
honest.
know, man. If that's how you, I can understand it to a certain degree because, like we said, a lot of us grew up watching wrestling, especially us 80s babies, man. You know what I'm saying? We grew up watching wrestling, and you know, it was a staple in the hood. You know, everybody talk about wrestling and do wrestling on the mats and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, there probably is going to be a whole bunch of people that's going to say R.I.P. and that's cool. I'm just going to be one of them.
You're allowed not to like the guy.
Yeah, you got more than enough. You don't need one from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Certain age can be accused of racism if you think about it.
Sure.
You know,
who cares?
Being advocate. You know, I just because you're the third black person to say that. And I gotta ask, if there's any white people out there who are watching, again, this is a drop your 3 cents. You know, say we may feel a certain type of way, but you're open to express however you feel. It's a safe place. However you feel about it is cool. As long as you're not on no racist ish, you know what I'm saying, we cool. You know what I'm saying? But my thing to you black people who pose that question, a question to those who are white, what is a word that rivals the N-word within your community? What is the harshest, most derogatory thing that you could say to a white person that's equivalent to the N-word to a black person?
Can I say something real quick to that before I go?
Wait, Adoration, because I'll wait.
Okay.
So what is the word that you could say to a white person that is equivalent to the N-word, that is just as offensive, that could be used to tear somebody down, that could be used to degrade, that could be used to sit up there and to put a negative connotation on a group of people? What is the word that's equivalent to white people for it? What is the word? You know what I'm saying? So when you say that, hey, well, we're all racist to a certain extent, when you got this man, not even in the context of growing up or going to a predominantly black church, he's not saying the GA, which we can kind of understand is still not cool, but we can understand. He said it with the ERs. And he said it real specifically that if we're going to F with the ERs, then why not be a rich one who's 8 foot or 7 foot tall? So again, just like most of them, especially like the Donald Trumps out there, if you're not in a certain tax bracket, they don't really give a funk about you. So what is the word that's equivalent to the N-word for white people? Now you go ahead, Adoration.
No, I just wanted to say real quick, because some MAGA guy said they're calling us Nazis, so we might as well take something out of the black.
We talked about that last week.
And own that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to.
No, you're good.
I'm not saying nothing.
No, you're good. Go ahead. No, speak your mind. Speak your piece.
I think I reposted. I said the difference is you gave yourself the name Nazi, and under the name Nazi, you terrorized people. You did that.
Bar.
Switch the roles. On the other hand side, you gave us the name, the N, hard ER name, and you terrorized us under that. That shit is not the same.
At all.
That is so far from the same. It's insane. You made that name for yourself. You terrorized people under that name. So to call it oppression, what I don't like about this, okay, I'm gonna say this generation, I'm sorry. What I don't like about the oppressors of this generation is that they call it reverse oppression when people call them out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wait a minute, you kicked me down the slide and you hurt me, and that's oppression. But then when I look up and say, hey, you kicked me down the slide, oh my God, you're oppressing me. Excuse me? It's not the same. It's not the same.
When you're right, you're right. Adoration, shit.
You know what, Adoration?
All these tears.
You dropped a great analogy, a great breakdown, and a great bar. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop the mic right there.
That's it.
I gotta go, guys. My hairstylist is waiting for me. But
excuse me, Miss Fancy. My hairstylist.
Look at me. I'll be there tomorrow morning.
She said, You know what? I'm through with you ERs. My hairstylist is over here waiting for me right now. Oh, yeah. I'll deal with you chicas later.
All right. I love
All right, Adoration. Have a great morning. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Over there in Asia. You know what I'm saying?
It's daytime over there. I know it.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all. Well, we're going to break a few ads and we'll be right back.
This podcast deal is so cheap, it's practically stealing airtime. Small business owners, listen up. For just $25, yes, $25, you can get your brand featured on the Drop Your 3 Cents podcast. Here's what you get. 4 video ads running for 4 consecutive weeks, plus a full 30-minute interview to tell your brand's story and connect with new customers. Don't miss this opportunity to amplify your voice and grow your business. Drop your 3 cents with us today.
Best Soul Food Kitchen is back, out with their $10 plates. You haven't lived until you tried Melba's Soul Food Kitchen chicken, then bite into 5 pieces of fresh, hot, juicy chicken that's just bursting with flavor.
What's chicken? Too much. Ain't never been much.
That's Melba's Soul Food Kitchen. You can never have too much chicken.
Yeah.
You're wasting time.
And we are back. You know what I'm saying? If they copyright strike, it's towards the end of the show, so it's okay. You know what I mean? But you can go ahead and get Third Degree Music at kingthird.com or dropyour3cent.com, or you can go to Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, TikTok Music. I'm everywhere. So shout out to those who are supporting and using my music for stories or using it for content. You know, much appreciated. I'm in a 100,000 units move mark because of y'all. So I appreciate and love you all. Thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's get after it, man.
All right. For last topic of the night, a video has resurfaced of a young man sitting in his car, talking to police, and it was quite the event, saying to where they sat there and punched down his window, punched him, dragged him out, arresting him for resisting arrest, beat this man, and I think he lost a tooth or whatever. He got arrested. But mind you, all this stuff happened in February, but now resurfaced today. And we have the chief of the sheriff, actually trying to justify it. And coincidentally, he's a skin folk. He's black just like us, but he's over here justifying this behavior. So I got to give her a precursor for what I'm about to show. May trigger some folks. So if you're sensitive to this, just know that I'm getting ready to show a video clip. But we got to definitely talk about it and dissect it. And we want to hear your 3 cents. So mind you, like I said, I got the link pinned into comments, but the comments are open. Feel free to talk. We will post and show your comments on screen. But here goes the video that just resurfaced.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. 2 things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement?
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
735. I'm a driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the vehicle. 25 seconds. For the 9-4, the driver just slammed the door and locked it. Go. I've already told you. Okay. Okay. Right now you're under arrest for resisting. You understand? You're under arrest for resisting. The longer you take us on, the worse it's going to be. Open the door and exit, or we are going to break the window. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. Open the door and exit. You are under arrest for resisting. I'm about to break the window. I'm about to break the window. All right, go for it. Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle. Show me your hands. Clear.
1033 at 1521 hours.
What is your reason? No, don't
Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
So I thought the video that I had would show basically both versions of it, at the same time. But again, so when he was initially dragged out, he had closed the door and turned on his phone to record it, and he was asking for the supervisor. They then set up there and they broke the window. As you can see in the window, the officer punches him, unlocks the door, drags him out. As they drag him out, they hit him again. Then that's when all the police jumped on him and brought him down to the floor. So they released that angle to see if maybe that would change everybody's perspectives. So I need to ask you guys, did that change your perspective from what you've seen?
Absolutely not. For the life of me, I will never understand how people get arrested for resisting arrest, and that be the only charge. If all you can arrest him for is resisting arrest, what was he under arrest for to begin with?
That part.
Because you told him you pulled him over because he didn't have his lights on in inclement weather, which we can clearly see. It's not raining. It's clear as day. You can see 100 yards down the road. So what other reason was there? Because you don't need your lights in that situation. It's not raining. It's not storming. None of that. So sounds like, the good old because I say so situation. And he was right for standing up for himself, not forget all that. Oh, you should just comply. No, you should.
We've heard that before on the show too. You should just
comply. Yeah, I don't want to hear none of that. You shouldn't just comply when the officer has the duty to provide reasonable, articulable suspicion of you committing a crime. You driving down the street without your lights on in the daytime is not a real crime. You had to look that up because I know you don't got that one sitting on the top of your head pulling over people because they ain't got their lights on in the daytime because it might rain later. You got to make that shit up. You know what I'm saying? That's way down there in the book. That's not when you just pull off that somebody drive by. Oh, he ain't got his headlights on. It's going to rain in 10 minutes. Let me pull him over. What the hell? Come on, man. Ridiculous. But yeah, it didn't change my perspective at all. Go ahead.
Jess?
I'm just going to say thank goodness for smartphones because this has been happening for a long time. Now we just got the proof. Mm-hmm. It's just like Quest said, and I was thinking the same thing as I'm watching the video. Like, what is he under arrest for? Because he closed his door? Because he's asking for a supervisor? So when I call a fast food place asking for a supervisor, am I going to be under arrest?
You're going to be assaulted if you have McDonald's. Let me stop.
Yeah, because I'm talking rudely, let's say. They're saying I'm talking rudely. Am I going to be under arrest? Because it's for no reason. Zero reason. That's insane. And this happened in February of this year?
February of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But they just released it. And the sheriff, I wish I didn't want to, but I should have in hindsight. And I should have released what the statement or that the sheriff, the chief of the sheriff was saying that it was justifiable. He was resisting arrest, and the ill thing about it was he's a black person. So again, when do you start blurring the line between saying your ethnicity versus your occupation? Because
what's his last name?
Huh?
What's his last name?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I have to look that up.
It's the politics behind the corporate world.
Well, again, I know that when it comes to the blue line, saying they protect each other, whether right, wrong, or indifferent. Just like we've seen the Hulk Hogan's. They got Hulk Hogan's within that community. They may not like you or your skin color, but because you guys are all representing that blue, this is when they unify. So, even with that being said, I have to really spit some venom to the black officers who were involved. Shame on you. You're despicable. You're disgraceful. You are pieces of shit. Because again, you see somebody who looks just like you, and because this is your quote unquote fraternity, your brotherhood, you do stupid ish to go align with them as opposed to knowing what's right or what's wrong. Saying the dude did nothing wrong for asking for a supervisor. And call your supervisor, bring him down there. But to sit up there and to beat that man, you beat him because you were embarrassed. He beat you at your own game. Your ego would not allow you to show humility to this man or to even play it by the rule book. So you chose to make your own rules because you are the law and because you are protected by what is quote unquote called qualified immunity. So for them to sit up there and start shouting, "Oh, you're resisting arrest, resisting," it gives them a certain justification to use excessive force on a particular individual that they may deem maybe deem a threat. Just because he knew his rights as a human being, and he put you in your place, so you wanted to put him in his place. And you used
That's exactly what that was.
It's exactly what it was.
That's exactly.
And for you black men who are on that force to sit up there and to be okay with that, and you can rot and piss police chief, sheriff chief for sitting there trying to justify that crap. I know you're in a position, and I know you have to sit up there and adhere to the company's policies about speaking on public events and stuff like that. You could have just simply just said, "We'll investigate the matter, we'll handle it." No. But to sit there and say it was justified because you're resisting arrest, because he wouldn't get out the car. Because again, he said, my lights, you wanted me to get out the car for what? My lights? It didn't make sense. You have to make sense. And he was well within his rights to do so. Then you call your supervisor. If he's still within it, give him his ticket, and have him have his court date. Have him the due process of justice, and he was denied that. You took law into your own hand because you feel like you can abuse power, because we have an administration who is okay with, with police using this word, "Oh, I fear for my life," or resisting arrest as justification to sit up there and to placate or to fulfill their own disgust for certain individuals. I would say, for lack of better words.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of pushback. I am.
Cause
we not gonna say nothing. Is on behalf of this administration. Could it be? It could. No, I hear you. I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it could be. It could possibly be because of that. But we have too many prior examples through all administrations.
Right. No. 100%.
So I don't want to minimize it.
100. No. He's not talking about the police department. He's talking about the administrations like the Trump administration, Biden administration, Obama administration, Bush administration, Clinton administration, the other Bush administration, and let's bring it all back to the good old Reagan administration. Yeah. So with that being said, I get what you're saying. But we have certain administrations who are talking about ending qualified, or no, certain candidates talking about ending qualified immunity. But then, with this administration in particular, they don't want to get rid of qualified immunity.
I mean,
you know, saying that's the only
it
one.
Sounds like
it's
not.
saying.
It's not necessary when you have police chiefs that step in and protect anyway. So that's always been my issue. Qualified immunity, they have it. They already have it. You know what I'm saying? Because for it to go to a federal level, it's so hard to get these cases up to a federal and DOJ review. You know what I'm saying? It's so many of them. Like they're not going to take all these cases, and you know what I mean. So if you already have the local law enforcement protecting these individuals, the police chief justifying these individuals, you never get to that point. It has to be so blatant that you know you hold your knee on somebody's neck for 15 minutes, and we all watch them die on TV type energy for us to get any type of justice, and people still try to justify that, saying, well, he was on drugs. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? This stuff is blatantly absurd, and people who try to justify it irritate my soul, because at the end of the day, you as a police officer, this is your job, right? You have a job. The basis of your job is to protect and serve the people. Right, you're not supposed to be out here beating on people. I understand it's a dangerous job, very much so. I shouts out to all the good police officers out there who do their job well. You know what I'm saying? You know, my mom worked for the sheriff's department for many a year. You know what I'm saying? So shouts out to those individuals. But we also have to keep in mind that these type of acts go on and they shouldn't, and they're just being swept under the rug. And if it weren't for smartphones, like Jess said, a lot of this stuff would just be word of mouth and being dismissed. The fact that we can see it is what makes it absurd now, right? The fact that we saw the whole interaction, it wasn't just a snippet, right? We saw you trying to justify pulling this man over for no reason, and then saying he was resisting arrest when you never told him he was under arrest until after he closed his door. So, I don't know what he was under arrest for to begin with. I'm still never going to get over that. But it's just blatantly just disregard for human interaction, because he bruised your ego because you knew you was on bullshit. That's all that was. You knew you was on bullshit. He knew you was on bullshit. And when he called you on it, Now you upset because he said, call my supervisor. So you immediately escalate the situation. That's not your job or purpose. You were supposed to de-escalate every situation and save and protect human life. That's your job. It's in your job description. I didn't sign up to be a police officer, so I don't have no regard on if I punch somebody in the face or not. You know what I'm saying? It's not under my job description. But I tell you, if I go to work on Monday and somebody make me mad and I punch them in the mouth, I'm probably going to get fired. That's usually what happens, especially if they didn't do anything to me.
Very true.
Just saying.
Jess, what are your thoughts?
I feel this happens not just in the police department, but also in other, corporate world.
Mm-hmm.
People try to bully people. And when you go to or try to go to the higher ups, they try to bully you, which is what this police officer tried to do. Somebody calls you out and, hey, guess what? We got education. We're not dumb like y'all think we are. We have education. We know our rights. So when it comes to that and we call you out, y'all get mad. And then bam, try to take matters into your own hands. But guess what? We could fight with fire too. Just saying.
Another good mic drop right there. Shout out to the lady for mic dropping it today. I was getting ready to
the ladies held it down today, huh?
Just said no, I'll take the mic and I'll drop it myself.
There you go.
So and Jess is 100% correct. You know what I'm saying? We're living in a new era where, yes, we are definitely higher educated. You know what I'm saying? We take time to know our rights because we've seen this same action played out time and time and time and time again, to where we had to get well equipped with the book and with the law to know our rights.
Yep.
Because again, you know, and shout out, I meant to put it in the Ratchet News, but I ran out of time. There was a woman whose son who got pulled over and got locked up off some false pretenses, kind of just like that. So she created an app to where you can sit up there and get a hold of a live lawyer, you know what I'm saying? And while this is happening, the lawyer will tell you your rights as this stuff is happening. So now we're starting to become more and more aware, which goes back to what we're talking about is awareness, which is why, you know, shout out to Malcolm Jamal Warner, may he rest in peace, that he used platforms just like this to spread awareness, to help educate people so they can be a lot more sharper, so they can know their rights and they can educate themselves and know what to do in the event of something illegal. Because what that was happening was not just illegal, but it was unjust. And that was not justice. If he committed a crime, then you tell him his crime. If he committed a crime, then you arrest him for his crime. But he's asking you, what did I do? And you're telling him, oh, well, your lights were off and with weather. That's enough to warrant excessive force. You guys are punks. And the black dudes who stood up there and did nothing, you are punks too.
It's embarrassing.
Yes, you are not of us. You are them. Stay over there. You're Candace Owens. Stay there. Pieces of crap.
Yeah. I think that pretty much wraps that up, man.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I don't want to hear no more. We should comply because you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day,
it's the stupidest shit I've heard. It's the stupidest shit I heard, especially on the platform. Oh, we should comply. You should comply. If you just pull your pants up and talk to them just nicely, we've done that. We've done it plenty of times. They still don't care.
Listen, do we not recall that they were hanging black men who had suits on from trees? You know what I mean? How much does the tire go into that? You know what I'm saying? When we were saying yes sir and no sir, they were still hanging niggas. You know what I'm saying? So
they were complying.
Yeah, I don't want to hear comply because if
it's
you
the
comply
stupidest thing
enough,
I've ever heard.
If you comply enough, it turns into domination.
Right.
And
exactly.
Nobody deserves to be dominated over. So
right.
Complying doesn't work. Standing up and exercising your rights, make sure that they're respected. It's the only way it gets done. It's not cowering in the corner and letting people abuse you. Fuck.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Good. Yeah. Because
and on that note, we ran out of time, so we definitely want to thank our YouTube watchers. Make sure you guys are hitting the like, share, subscribe, and the notification buttons. Thank you to the Facebook people. Thank you to the rebroadcasters. We love you. You guys have been keeping these numbers steady. We had a really, really good show. You know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to everybody who is definitely showing love. Shout out to Method XSD. Shout out to Cheryl. Shout out to Kevin Mercer. Shout out to Melbus. We love you. Make sure you tune in next week. If you guys have any suggestions, hit us up. You know where we're at. Drop your 3 cents at gmail.com. And we will see you next week. Thank you for showing love. We love you. Peace.